Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now September 18th of 2022. We are just days away from Star Wars Andor, and a couple of weeks out from, of course, Tales of the Jedi that's going to debut on October 26th, which, by the way, I'm looking forward to that to the most, of course, because it really is going to lend a lot of excitement toward the prequel trilogy-oriented characters, even though it is an animated form. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you also very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing about the new Star Wars universe is that we have, of course, a lot of things happening behind the scenes, a lot of changes and adjustments coming through by George, John, and Dave to really handle the future Star Wars shows, the books, the novels, and the comics, you name it, and exactly what it really means for the new lore. Now that brings us to where we are right now. Now, given that Kathleen Kennedy is still having a very tough time with the episodes that she's working on with the Acolyte series by Leslie Headland, given that John and George are calling the shots on quite a number of episodes for that show, they're not necessarily writing anything, they're just telling Leslie Headland what to do. Now the thing about this too, is that this brings us to where we are today as well. Looking back at when the sequel trilogy came to a close, a lot of fans were very skeptical about the future. So far, The Mandalorian has really proved to be quite worthy of the Star Wars franchise. A lot of fans, including myself, am very much invested in it. We had a couple of speed bumps in the process of these TV shows like Boba Fett and Kenobi that weren't all that great. It had its good moments in there in between, but overall, those shows were kind of hit and miss, you know, from start to finish. Now, with that being said, alright, with, of course, many new Star Wars TV shows currently in development over at Lucasfilm, creators Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are actively involved with The Mandalorian Season 2 and more. However, in a recent interview with actress Daisy Ridley, she went on to talk about new truths about Lucasfilm and those that she worked with. Now, Daisy went on to say the following to the fandom. When I was first getting to work on episode 9, and we were all going over the story that really had no clue with what they were doing with the last film. Everyone, the crew, and the creators were very jumpy and nervous about this project. A lot of it had to do with the withdrawal of any and major George Lucas connections once we had started doing reshoots. I vividly remember that Kathy and others watching over the project at the time specifically instructed JJ and Chris later on to not use any of the George Lucas inspired themes and tones from the previous scenes that we had shot, which, by the way, the amount of deleted scenes that ended up getting cut could have made an actual movie in itself almost. Now I want to stop right here for a second of what Daisy is saying. This is a very interesting thing, the fact that they have so much deleted footage that it could practically make a movie on its own. And we talked about this too, you know, about a year and a half ago, that there's specific reasons as to why Kathleen Kennedy deleted so much stuff or left out a lot of major scenes from episode 9. And now Daisy basically confirming a lot of those scenes had to do with George Lucas's involvement and kind of guiding JJ and Chris Terrio on what to do with the final film of the sequels. Now, the thing about George is that he knows Star Wars. He is the creator of Star Wars. Now, sure, back then the prequel trilogy got a bad rap, but looking back at it now, the prequels are very, very good. You know, we had to give it time, and it really is something very special, especially to me. Episodes 1, 2, and 3, I don't care, I love them all. I think that, you know, of course they all have their flaws, there's no question about that, but they're very good movies, and they are Star Wars. To me, the prequels are more Star Wars, way more Star Wars, than what the sequels will ever be. So Daisy Ridley's saying this here, and really kind of putting it out there, that Kathleen Kennedy just flat out deleted anything George Lucas related, and anything that used a theme of his or a tone of his was practically excluded. Now, the thing is about all of this is that Daisy Ridley, she has been saying this, you know, on and off for the past couple of years, give or take, about her problems on set with not expecting her scenes to be made final. She would rehearse a lot of stuff, she would train for a lot of, scenes in the movie, only for them to get cut. So that brings us to the next thing here, is that she says, but during reshoots, Kathy did not want George on set, like ever, at all. Before that, he was with us working and helping out with some very special moments in the story that I thought was going to be a big hit if they left those special moments in there. I should have saw this coming because this happens a lot in the film industry, but Kathy didn't want to only attract the old fans. She wanted to actually make this film cater to the fans that just got into the franchise, and so they didn't want Lucasfilm on set. They defeated all the scenes, of course, and just got rid of them and the ones that he supervised and helped out for the film. It was just very depressing for us at times. That's all I can really say, to be honest, but I couldn't be happier of where George is now with John and Dave. Those guys are geniuses. So, another thing that I think a lot of fans need to know before I get to the next thing here is that one of the biggest scenes of all that Kathy Kennedy deleted and just completely destroyed is the one that we had with the Force Ghosts. We had Mace Windu, Anakin Skywalker, Yoda, and a whole lot others that were involved in that particular scene that were actually going to be visually shown behind Rey, pretty much guiding her up to giving her the energy that she needs to face Palpatine. We didn't get that, and that a lot of it had to do with Kathleen Kennedy intervening and really preventing that from happening. Now, there's a lot of scenes that George was involved in with The Rise of Skywalker, and to make things a little bit more specific here, this is the main reason why George Lucas, of all people, right, the creator of Star Wars, did not attend the world premiere of Episode 9. Now, I don't know if you guys knew this, but George never appeared for Episode 9. I remember it was a historic moment. Everyone online, everybody in person also was like, where's George? Where is he? Well, truth is, alright, later on we learned that it was because there was this big grudge between George and Kathleen Kennedy for the deleted scenes and what she took out from the movie and how she initiated a lot of reshoots, and hence how that kind of delayed the process of the teaser and/or trailer debuting that was supposed to come out in the holiday of 2018 that didn't arrive until, I believe it was Star Wars Celebration in April of 2019, and then we later on got the full trailer, I believe, or it might have been a little bit before that when we got the teaser. But anyways, moving on from this, it's a very complicated process. Given that, Daisy Ridley is now in the talks with John and Dave, hence why she mentioned them. She's set to return as Rey once again in a different light in a brand new Star Wars TV show that's going to take place in this post-Episode 9 era, which honestly sounds pretty amazing. And I think that at the end of the day, the truth about George Lucas being involved and his scenes getting deleted, it's just very sad that is what, Star Wars has become at the point in time, is that they could have given the fans so many special moments, and in the end, they just refused to do that. So overall, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys have to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.